Over 16 months ago, we set out on a journey that would take us from our home in British Columbia, Canada, all the way to the bottom of South America. When we looked forward to South America, we dreamt of traveling through different cultures, new and unique landscapes, and checking off 16 countries on the way. 4 of those countries are of particular interest to us, and this week we'll be stepping foot into the first of those 4, the country of Peru. To get things started, we'll be driving over 1,200 kilometers on some of Peru's most dangerous roads. The way is about to get real spicy, so buckle up and let's roam. Some roads don't simply exist on a map. They live in your mind, calling to you in your sleep, filling your thoughts at work. The Pan American Highway, a road spanning the length of North and South America, a 30,000 kilometer road trip through more than 15 countries, is that road for us. Life to us is nothing more than a collection of moments, and we want to fill our moments with adventure. So for 18 months, we'll be driving south from Tablachaca, Canada, all the way to Ushuaia, Argentina. From the Arctic to the Andes, through deserts, jungles, and the unknown, we'll live and wander in our self-built adventure mobile, seeking stories, chasing landscapes, and redefining what it means to us to be modern-day explorers. This is our journey. Our last day in Ecuador was spent driving the final 50-kilometer stretch of gravel that leads to the border of Peru. We've chosen the furthest east crossing into Peru so that we can make the drive to a set of waterfalls before continuing south towards the Cordillera Blanca. The road here was really rough and very slow going, but it would be nothing in comparison to the roads we'd be enduring in the coming days. Our plan is to drive the Ruta 8B over the Caya Pass to Cajamarca, then follow the 3N all the way to the city of Huaraz. At this point, little of these routes is known by us. They're just lines on the map, but we're hoping to drive from where we are now to Huaraz in about 5 days. On that estimate, I can tell you now, we were sorely mistaken. In making our way to the border, we've drawn ever closer to the Amazon and descended from elevation to a mere 800 meters above sea level. If it wasn't for the temperature, the cicadas were sure to let us know that this is where you can grow sugarcane and bananas on the hillsides. Pants and long sleeves are exchanged for t-shirts and shorts, and we can smell our old friend's sweat once again. Well, welcome to the very southern end of Ecuador. We've chosen kind of a backwater border crossing to get in. Backwater? I don't know, backwater.
We're on land, honey.
Backland border crossing to get into Peru. And we've been driving like crazy for the past 2 days. Yesterday was a total mission to get out to this little town called, I think it's Pucabamba. And yeah,
it's an off-road route to the border.
It's a gravel route, but it's very winding. It's just like hanging off the side of Ecuadorian mountains the whole way for like 60 kilometers or something. And yeah, we picked up 2 French hitchhikers who are going to cross the border with us today, and I think we're going to take them to the next town, or maybe the town after that. And the first thing we have to do in Peru is we're going to go check out 2 massive waterfalls that are about the furthest east that we'll see in Peru.
Yeah. Right on the border of the Amazon.
Yeah, so it's going to be hot weather for us for the next probably 3 or 4 days.
What?
And maybe less. And then we're going to get into
the Andes
again and do some big mountain stuff. We're very, very excited.
Yeah.
And just to add a little bit of a note, Our transmission is really starting to show signs of failing. We've had a number of issues that we haven't put on video yet just because we weren't certain. But at this point, with the number of codes that we've had and the other telltale signs, we're thinking...
She's dying.
She's dying. So join us on this interesting adventure as we find out whether or not we can make it through Peru with the transmission that we have.
Or the whole Pan Am. You never know.
You never know. We're just going to be nursing it until we can find a shop that either can replace it or rebuild it. But we're not going to just choose any shop, and we're going to see if we can get some parts from the US. Anyway, that is everything. We're going to go across the border into Peru now. And these are our two friends, Chloe and Lawrence. They're from France. They're hitchhiking around the world. How cool is that? Okay, you ready to go to Peru?
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're out of Ecuador. We're going to Peru.
All stamped out and ready to cross the bridge into a new country, number 13. Peru is a country on the Pan American Highway that requires travelers to have car insurance. At this particular crossing, however, there are no businesses in which we can purchase the needed insurance. So we'll need to drive uninsured to the town of Jaén. That's about 156 kilometers away. It's a good stretch of driving to get there before everything closes down for the day. So we're hustling a little bit.
Further than Zumba, right?
Yeah, a little bit further than Zumba. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Well,
secured the goods.
We've got the insurance.
And we didn't get fined in the process of it. The border guy said we could only get, we could go to the first town and get our insurance, but we could not drive further than that. And in that first town, every insurance place says, no, we won't do it for foreigners. So we just had to risk it and drive to the next town, and now we have it.
Yay. So, how's the shopping experience in Peru? First one.
Wow, like I don't know why I didn't think that there was gonna be like big markets like big Walmart scenarios until we got to like a big town, but that was like Walmart. So we got a whole bunch of stuff we didn't need.
Oh, that's good.
Well, first meal in Peru, what do we have?
Okay, so we can't find orzo down here. Well, we probably won't find orzo again down here. So we found these like little pasta balls. Can you see it? Is this what they do? The influencers?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they seem to be super awesome. They're kind of like, it reminds me of like pearl couscous, but pasta. Anyways, I cooked these in chicken broth and they're delicious. And then I just julienned some carrot, radish, and beet, which is raw. And then we've got some rotisserie chicken on top and a citrusy yogurt sauce with Greek yogurt, lime, sumac, and garlic powder.
Wow.
It's gonna be really yummy.
That's
really,
like
really
me
yummy.
trying to talk to you about engine stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah. Way to go. I'm starving. Let's eat. As we moved east, we were a little bit surprised to see rice fields on either side of the road. Up until that point, we had no idea that Peru had a rice growing industry. We had been following a river that kept us away from the bigger mountains for most of our time in Peru at this point. But we were about to get a pretty good idea of what we'd be up against for the next few days.
We're going on a walk. We're going on a walk.
Okay, so today we have come to do the hike to Gocta Falls here in kind of easternish Peru, and we're skirting right on the edge of the Amazon, but we're at a bit of elevation, so it's not as hot, which is nice. And yeah, these falls are going to be incredible. So good. So we're very excited, and but it's like a 10k or 11k round hike. It's the biggest one we've done in a while.
Gocta Falls in the Amazonas region near Chachapoyas, Peru, plunges a dramatic 771 meters in 2 stages into the cloud forest above the Cocahuayco River. For centuries, these falls were known only by local communities. It wasn't until 2002 when researcher Stefan Simondorf publicized its height and location that it became famous globally.
Well, we're both pretty much soaked at this point. Might as well enjoy it. Well, pretty cool.
Yep. Pretty cool waterfall.
Pretty cool waterfall.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I like it.
Yeah.
Good waterfall.
We got our soup.
Sopa. Looks good. Is this pasta? Yeah. Wow. Super yummy.
That's hot.
Yeah, we're cold. Yummy.
Well, that hike was pretty fantastic. I have to say, if you guys are in northeastern Peru, make sure to come and check out Gocta Falls. They're pretty spectacular. The rain made it a little bit challenging to film, so I didn't get the shots that I was really hoping for, unfortunately, but that's just how she goes. Rain is probably the one thing that I'm least prepared for with shooting. So the camera's weather sealed, but I just didn't want to introduce too much water to our equipment. From here we are heading to the Cordillera Blanca, which is about 20 hours of driving. So we've got quite a few long days of driving ahead of us. And we'll be hooking on to the 3N, which is a pretty famous roadway here in Peru, which we're really excited about. And somewhere in between, we've got to figure out a few days for us to rest, because we have been moving continuously for the past 6 days without any rest. Yeah.
How often do we say stuff like that?
All the time, but it's just how it goes. It's just a repeating carousel.
We will never not need rest on this trip.
Yeah. If you haven't caught on, doing this is
Exhausting.
It really is. Okay, let's go drive for 5 or 6 hours.
The start of Ruta 8B from Gocta Falls was an entertaining stretch of tarmac that followed the river through some narrow canyons and under man-made rock shelves. But as we turned off the tarmac at the junction to Chachapoyas, the road quickly devolved into slow-going, potholed gravel. We crawled our way along the river, slowly gaining elevation until we reached Lema Bamba, where we began to climb rapidly towards Kaya Kaya Pass.
Well, it's lunchtime.
We're having some sandwiches, some tea, and we're trying new snacks.
It's been a minute since we've done snack roulette.
Inca chips. Mix tropical.
Okay, let me see that. Let me see it. Mix tropical.
In Russian.
In Russian. All right.
Ooh, pretty. Orange. Mmm. Mmm.
It's a winner. We're gonna get another bag.
That is so good. Nice. I think that's the camote. And I don't know what that is, actually.
I can eat chips and feel perfectly healthy now. Oh, really good. Passes the test.
We have a winner.
Roulette worked out this time.
And we call these our healthy chips.
$222 kilometers to get to Cajamarca.
That means we've done about 80K in 5 hours.
Yeah. This drive very, very quickly turned into a drive that is very reminiscent of our experience on the North Canal Road. We've just been bouncing and crashing through potholes for the last 5 hours. It's been pretty slow going. Suspension yet again feels like it's gonna fall out of the front of the van.
Take the back route, they said.
Take the back routes, they said. I mapped this route for some reason. I have no idea why. Apparently it's quite the adventure route or something. Yep.
I may not have remembered why we were taking this route right then, but I was about to have my memory jogged. Shortly after parking up for the night, the wind blew the clouds off the mountaintop and the view beyond was revealed. It always fascinates me, the places and moments my mind decides to hold on to. This journey through the mountains has only just begun, yet already it feels vast, overflowing with sights and sensations. The chances of us ever returning to this exact place are almost none, and that makes me want to remember everything, but I know I can't. It's too immense, too layered, too alive to fit neatly inside memory. Maybe that's why we film, to honor a fleeting moment and let it live a little longer, carried by a few more hearts and minds along the way, carried in part by you. The more eyes taking in these places, the lighter the load of the memory.
Well, day 2 of trying to make it to Cajamarca. We've got another very slow drive ahead of us, probably 4 to 5 hours of potholes. So yeah, we're just gonna get after it and
Hope that we can make it far.
yeah,
Ish.
yeah. The mountains out here are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
And from here, we step off the precipice and fall headlong into one of the biggest driving missions to date. What lay before us, we could have never known was coming.
So just to put something into perspective here, which is kind of crazy, I'm gonna show you guys something. We have descended from far higher than over there, and we need to go all the way down to the river below, all the way down there, cross, and then go back up into those mountains over there. The scale of mountainscape out here is just, it's next level. Like, these mountains are so big. It's just magical. My goodness. Look at that, there's digging in a new road with an old Traco. Crazy. Don't look down, don't look. Do I look down?
Kidding.
It's absolutely killing me that we will never do this place justice. It is so astoundingly beautiful, but also so astoundingly scary driving these roads. Like,
There's no stop.
looking over the edge is just like, oh my word.
It was quite interesting how, as we progressed along this route over the following days, the roads seemingly became more and more narrow. What you're seeing now was almost like a warm-up for what was ahead.
fine right now. We're finally crossing out of
Amazonas, a province of Peru. So once we cross this river here, we'll be in, is it Bolivar?
Cajamarca.
Cajamarca, okay.
Oh, should I stop and buy some mangoes? Got some oranges? Got some oranges, got some mangoes.
Got some oranges and some mangoes.
Yeah.
Mangoes from the mango stand.
Yeah, baby.
Alright, now we go back up.
Yeah, let's get into the mountains and never leave.
So we've had a little bit of shopping experience in Peru thus far at the larger grocery store, but we're here for some cultural experiences. So let's turn up the shopping experience a little and hit the markets. If you need anything, the markets in South America are the places to go. In the town of Selendín, like any town really, there's a central market where all the farmers and vendors come to sell their meat, produce, and wares. It's a beautiful form of chaos in these places, and we love every minute of it.
Hundreds of varietals of potato in Peru. Because everybody
Well, we got lunch, breakfast, lunch, brunch, and this is
caldo de gallina.
and yeah,
First taste,
yeah. So this is like chicken soup on steroids.
chicken noodle soup. Cebolla, limon.
So much flavor. It's really, really delicious. Well, that experience was absolutely fantastic. We had such a good time in that market. It was like total chaos, but it was just fun. It
Yeah.
was so interesting in there. There was just so much going on.
Yeah. I hope we can keep getting groceries at markets like that more regularly. As long as like, it's easy when we're passing through like a smallish town and it's not so hectic, but in big cities it's like a little bit more, I don't know, stressful.
Yeah. So this market that we were just at was in a town called Selendín, and we're on our way still to Cajamarca. We've got another like 100 kilometers or so, and then we'll finally be on the 3N and on our way to the Cordillera Blanca. Yeah.
It's probably gonna take us another 10 days to get there.
Yep.
On the 3N, beyond the town of Huamachuco, the road abruptly begins to climb until it reaches a step that sits at roughly 4,000 meters. Here, along the strip of smooth, well-maintained tarmac that winds its way through the high-elevation hills and peaks, you'll find a collection of massive strip mines that extract gold, copper, and molybdenum amongst other minerals. Although we didn't get too many shots of these massive projects, they're easy to spot as the tailing piles are the size of mountains. Peru is one of the world's top producers of critical minerals like copper, gold, silver, and zinc especially, thanks to its vast and varied geology. It holds about 12% of the world's copper reserves, plus major shares of silver, gold, lead, tin, and other metals. Mining contributes between 8 and 11% of Peru's GDP and makes up over half of the country's export revenue.
Well, today has been an absolutely legendary drive day.
Oh my gosh, what's our move time?
Our move time is 7 hours and 43 minutes. It was supposed to be 5.
And we didn't even stop for anything.
Yeah.
No running errands or anything.
So the 3N is, I don't really know exactly what's going on, but it kind of devolves really quickly into really, really bad gravel and broken pavement at random. And then it turns into like beautiful, like freeway, easy to drive road.
It makes it really annoying for Aaron and down.
Yeah. It's been an adventure. It's been really, really beautiful. The area that we're in right now is spectacular. This is exactly the kind of place that I love to explore. And tonight we're at our highest camp ever at it's pretty much
just under 4,200 meters.
No, I think it's probably at 4,200 meters. This isn't always accurate. It's this is turning into a really, really cool drive, but a challenging one. I would say that we probably have driven some of the worst roads that we've seen today. Just like broken pavement and gravel, and yeah, we didn't shoot it just because we were on a bit of a mission today, but anyway, we're gonna shut her down for the night. We'll see you in the morning.
Bye.
Well, last night, surprisingly enough, wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. We both probably slept like 50% of the night, so that's pretty good. And yeah, we woke up to some pretty spectacular views, gotta say. But the one downside is that Peruvians are very, very curious, and we're right beside the road. So we had people like shining their lights into our windows all night long, which isn't particularly fun. There's also big trucks, transport trucks going by all night. So yeah, just one of the things about living on the road, literally and figuratively. We've got a 3-hour drive today to get to a spot that I know our friends Matt and Stacy camped, and we're gonna stay there for a couple nights because we've been on the move for a week straight, every single day driving like 5 to 7 hours. So it's been quite the week of movement for us. Anyway, breakfast time. This morning apparently we're having starfruit.
Okay, here, you try it because I want.
I'm gonna try it?
Because you've never had it before.
No, you're the test it.
No, because you've never had it here.
So the last time I had like a star-shaped-ish fruit, it gave me like a really bad rash in the corner of my mouth.
Are you scared? Just don't let it touch your mouth.
It's really sour.
You guys are all getting to experience Alex's expressiveness.
It's really sour.
Not sure.
It doesn't get any less sour. Oh, okay.
Way to go, hon.
I don't think I want any more of that.
I'm sorry, it's juicy.
It's juicy, but it's so sour.
Woo!
Whoa.
And on to another day of driving. Over the past few days, we had experienced some of the worst road surfaces we'd seen on the Pan American Highway. Miles on miles of broken tarmac, deep potholes, and water-damaged gravel. But that being said, you've gotta pay to play, and we can confidently say that we'll gladly pay the price of some rough roads to get a chance to gaze upon the landscapes in Peru. This country is incredible so far.
Okay, look at these switchbacks. It's just madness. Finishes off yet another 6-hour travel day.
We only went 115 kilometers today. We met some guys on bicycles, and I think that they probably go faster than us.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be making beef bulgogi pan-fried dumplings. There's dumpling wrappers in all the grocery stores down here because there's quite a bit of like Asian, Chinese influence. So I thought I'd take advantage of the availability of dumpling wrappers. Let's go! So the dumpling wrappers were super dry and brittle, so I was having to like dampen each one on both sides and then wrap it, and even then only like 50% of them wouldn't have like a massive split in them. So this is how many I have patience for. So we're just gonna eat this, and then I have some dough going right now for flatbread because we ran out of sandwich bread, and I'm thinking that I'll stuff some bread with the beef bulgogi and we can have like little beef pockets. Yeah. gonna get a little soy sauce in there. Oops. You know, sometimes you embark on a complicated cooking endeavor and it just doesn't pan out the way you thought it would. These dumpling wrappers, I feel like they taste old. I feel like they're really old. So thanks, whatever little market I got those at.
We'd certainly seen a few crazy looking roads on our way to make it this far into our route from the border, but we hadn't seen anything quite like this. We're getting the feeling that Peruvian road engineers will build a road to just about anywhere, at any height, on any incline, just so long as they can put in a switchback or maybe 20. After 2 nights at the base of the canyon, we were feeling recovered enough to continue on. We would depart the 3N for a short time to follow the 100 down the canyon, where we would eventually reconnect with the 3N and drive through the Cañon del Pato towards Huaraz. We knew very little about the 100, only that it looked on the map like a slightly more direct route in comparison to the winding 3N that went through the mountains. Yet again, going in blind, we had no idea of the unnerving experience that lay ahead. Just a few rock slides.
It's totally insanity. Oh God. Oh God.
Before descending into the canyon on the 100, we'd need to pass through the town of Tablachaca. This little town had probably the narrowest corridors and definitely the steepest streets we had found in South America so far.
This is so steep. I'm so glad we're not going the other direction. It's like a drop off at the end. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh.
Is there gas here?
Brakes don't fail us now. Oh my word. This is gonna be the steepest street we've ever gone down. Holy heck. no idea if this is like a street that people drive, but we're going for it. Look at the view that these people live with. It must be rough.
We got 79 kilometers to gasoline. I think we'll make it.
Sweetie.
What? We will make it. Don't worry. We will.
Gosh darn it!
Not long after starting our descent into the canyon, we came up against a long convoy of dump trucks. We weren't certain of where they were going, but they weren't about to give way to us. So we found ourselves leapfrogging to different pullouts in the gaps between trucks. Due to the way the road hugs the mountainside, there are a lot of blind corners, so it's hard to judge how many trucks there are and how long the gap is. After slowly making our way down, we came up to a very narrow section of road, with a width enough for only a single vehicle. Having spotted a convoy of trucks and other vehicles further down, I decided to try for the gap, which turns out wasn't the wisest decision.
So this is probably some of the scariest backing up I have done in my life. Yeah, I mean, where we were just right where we were, like, there is such a massive drop
over
off.
here. He's sweating. He's like a tourist in a fleece.
What are your thoughts on this tomfoolery?
I don't know.
This has definitely got to be like the scariest section of road, just because of all the dump trucks and you can't see around the bends.
Yeah, I think there was a landslide. One of the other trucks, he said something about landslides, but like it's like how is anyone to know how many more trucks?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there must have been a landslide because all these dump trucks are filled with gravel.
You can see that there's really no room for mistakes. Last 3 dump trucks. Dump trucks
And a bus.
and a bus. The fact that there's like a tour bus coming up this road is just, oh my gosh, so scary.
The next stage of the descent was one we were incredibly thankful we met no further incoming traffic on. Believe it or not, the road became more narrow. In some sections, maybe 8.5 to 9 feet wide, just barely enough for the width of the dump trucks that had passed us earlier. It's hard to gain a true appreciation for how scary the road is from the vantage point of the drone, but from the ground, the drop-off made us want to stay as close to the wall as possible. Below us lay the Tablachaca River, 1,000 meters down. You'd think making it to the bottom would spell safety for us, but that wouldn't be the case. Perhaps we felt a little safer because the river bottom was closer, but there was still a lot of cliff-hanging road to be driven before we made it back to the 3N. As we gradually descended in elevation while following the Tablachaca River Canyon and the hot, dry air filled the cab, we began to get a sense of what lay ahead back on the 3N. We'd be making our way into Cañon del Pato, a section of the 3N that follows the Rio Santa. It is flanked by massive, crumbling mountains on either side and passes through a bunch of rough-cut tunnels in the mountainside. This section of road would be a major highlight of our driving mission to make it to Huaraz, and also the most unnerving.
Well, this is our final day of driving the 3N. We arrived in Cañon del Pato last night, slept here, and we've got the final leg of the journey to get to camp for the weekend. This has been an epic section of our travels. Holy smokes. And I think it's gonna get a little bit crazier before it's over. Let's go.
And at long last, the final boss. The stretch of road that I had had in my mind's eye since we left the border of Ecuador. The Cañon del Pato section of Peru's 3N highway was originally built along the route of the Chimbote-Hualanca Railway, constructed between 1917 and 1940 to support mining, agriculture, and trade between the Andes and the coast. After the 1970 Ancash earthquake destroyed much of the railway, the route was converted into a narrow mountain road. Today, it features more than 35 hand-cut tunnels carved into the rock walls of the Rio Santo Canyon and serves as a vital link between the highlands and the coastal city of Chimbote. The corridor also provides access to the Cañon del Pato hydroelectric power plant, one of the key energy sources for northern Peru. From where we entered, the canyon is fairly wide, the slopes coming down in a broad, sweeping descent towards the river. But as we moved south, the towering walls slowly closed in on the road until we had to crane our necks to see the peaks overhead. The once tarmac road had been pummeled into a patchwork of dirt and broken black from years of landslides and fallen rock. The drive through the canyon was a bone-jarring trip to say the least, and seriously tested the structural integrity of our suspension. As we continued, we spotted a lot of mine activity ranging from well-developed to makeshift tunnels into the mountainside, dug by hopeful miners digging for veins of copper, zinc, and lead. Then the canyon narrowed even further until we found ourselves in a slot of rock with a raging river below. The stretch filled with tunnels would begin soon after, and our lives for the next couple hours would close into tunnel vision, accented by cacophonous honking, the rattle of our dashboard, and the praying that we wouldn't meet oncoming traffic in the long one-way tunnels.
Reverse. Okay, don't go too fast. No? Don't go too close, hon.
Look at this.
Holy smokes.
What the heck?
Let him know. Just gotta let him know. Tow car klaxon!
Holy crap, that was so scary. Like, these tunnels, the dump trucks going through can barely fit, and they will not go back. Like, we 100% have to go back all the time, and that was just, we had 2 tunnels, and Alex had to back up into the gap of one of them, just like right on the edge, like teetering on the edge of the river, and the dump truck had to squeeze through, so we had to go so close to the edge. It was so scary.
One-way tunnels, perilous shelf roads, and bumpy gravel aside, this area carries an unconventional beauty. To many, these barren mountains may seem like dry, lifeless rock walls, but if you keep your head on a swivel and pay attention to your surroundings, it's hard to miss the striking colorations of the rock, the way farms are perched high up on the cliffs, and how life still prevails here. After passing the industry town of Huaraz, we climbed yet another set of switchbacks, and this is when the fear factor turned up just a little bit more. If it wasn't the claustrophobia-inducing tunnels, it was the sheer drop on the left side of the road that had our innards churning and our flight response pushing us up against the wall.
So as much as I would love to be flying the drone right now, I asked Meg and she said no, and that's totally understandable. And I feel like one thing we have to say is we try really hard to capture as much footage and show an area as possible, but of course we had to think about safety. And this is actually probably one of the scariest drives I've done in my life. I know I've been saying that a lot lately because all of these roads have just been progressively scarier, but the drop off on the left side of the van is certain death if we went over. And I don't even want to look down. It's so scary. This road is just obscene.
The other thing is that we have been lucky, kind of, to be stuck behind this gas truck. because even though it's slowing us down a bit, going through all these tunnels, any car that's coming in our direction has to go back because the gas truck is not going back. Whereas if we lose this gas truck, so AKA if Alex puts the drone up and I switch into the driver's seat, that would put me in a situation where I will have to back up on this terrifying road if we come up against a car that is coming towards us. So yeah, I don't know. I have to communicate my limits at a certain point, and this is it.
Roughly 30 or so tunnels later, we were approaching the hydroelectric dam. Beyond this point, the canyon would broaden out and eventually transform into a long river valley. The finish line and the final destination of Huaraz and the Cordillera Blanca were only a short ways away. We had made it. Over the past 10 days, we had driven an average of 6 hours a day at roughly 30 kilometers per hour, covering no more than 132 kilometers on our longest day. It had been an absolute mission to make it to this point, but it had also been the adventure we had been looking for. We didn't really have a collection of destinations to go and see in the north of Peru. We had an overland route. And by driving it, we fulfilled the main pillar of overland travel, self-reliant, vehicle-based travel where the journey itself is the primary goal. And what a journey it was. From here, we'll explore the Cordillera Blanca, a massive outcropping of mountains that contains peaks of mind-bending elevations. South of that, we have a laundry list of places to go, a list that we have been forming for years beforehand. Peru has already filled all of our expectations, and we know for a fact that it's going to go well beyond that. That is a story for next time. Thank you for being here along with us on this journey. We hope in some way we have sparked your curiosity. Maybe you even learned something. At the very least, we hope we showed you a world worth exploring, worth protecting and valuing. Now get out and go on that next adventure. Make the memories that stick with you, that shape you and change you. Until the next one, keep on roaming. If you would like to see behind the scenes content, get route and camp spot information, or if you'd just like to help support us by putting some gas in our tank each month, you can contribute on Patreon or through memberships on our YouTube channel. Oh hey there bud, before you go, don't forget to go on over to slowroamers.com to get yourself some rad Slow Roamers merch. We've even got some new stickers and stuff in there for you. For additional photos and commentary on our journey, you can follow along on Facebook and Instagram. Well, holy smokes, Peru, you are one heck of an adventure nation. We're glad to be here and we're looking forward to what you got next. Alrighty, see you later. Bye. Copper and molybdenum. You'll find a collection of massive strip mines that extract gold, copper, and molybdenum. You'll find a collection of massive strip mines that extract gold, copper, and molybdenum. What?
What is that?
It's a mineral or something that extract gold, copper, and molybdenum. molybdenum what the heck?
Did you ask Google how to say it?
Molybdenum. Molybdenum. You'll find a collection of massive strip mines that extract gold, copper, and molybdenum.